Indiana Jones. Anyway,
I felt it coming.
you knew it. You knew it was on the way. But we're about to get into our
Oh
predictions for the weekend because we got two big shows. We got Night of Champions. We got Double or Nothing. So we're going to start with our Night of Champions predictions. We got a stacked card. This is actually a really, really good looking card. I'm very, very excited for all the matches on the card. We're going to start with Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus. Who do we got?
I feel like it would make sense if you gave it to Becky.
Mm.
Kind of sucks. Just because, I mean, every time I see this feud, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. Trisha's been doing an amazing job. I'm like, damn, I feel like this is like a Mercedes job because it's just like, this is the feud we've been wanting to see with her. But I'm not mad that Becky is having another go. Yeah, Becky has to get it just because Trish has like, well, I mean, they're both moms, but Trish is definitely not trying to be full time here by any means. She's just giving her moment. So Becky.
You got Becky. I think I'm going to go Becky as well. I was actually recently talking about this with one of my friends. I just think that there's more in it for Becky than it is in it for Trish. I feel like Trish kind of wants to put another woman over, especially with the way that this feud has been playing out. I can see Becky definitely going over. Yeah, I can see Becky going over. So that's my predictions for Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus. Next, we got the Raw Women's Championship. Bianca Belair versus Asuka.
Yeah, it was a rerun. That's what we got.
The rerun.
Super Cena. There's no stocks left in doing anything with Asuka. It's not that Asuka's bad. Asuka's amazing. I adore Asuka, but like, there's no way, or at this given point, I feel like they're gonna take it off of Bianca. I feel like they're just giving us this feud again because they don't have anyone prepared for Bianca. Plus, I also feel like they are at a point with her where like she's like their big plug to go on talk shows and she has all these sponsorships and all this stuff. Like I feel like that they're not going to take the belt off of her for a while until she's ready to go take like an actual mental break or vacation or something. Yeah,
I can see that.
Yeah. What do you got?
I think I got Bianca Belair as well for the same reasons that you do. I don't think there's any need to expound on that. So let's move to the SmackDown Women's Championship with Rhea Ripley versus Natalya.
Natty got booked. Yeah. How did Natty get here?
That's the show for today. Thank you guys for watching. No, I'm playing.
I'm being so serious. How did Natty get here? I need an explanation.
I don't even know because I actually haven't kept up as much with this particular feud. I honestly don't know how they got here.
Jesus Christ.
But it's a thing.
It's a nasty card. All right, Rhea got it.
Rhea, I'm gonna go with Rhea as well. But I think this is going to be a really good match.
It is, but it's Natty. Really
Natalya is one of the most technically sound women's wrestlers of all, if not the most technically sound women's wrestler of all time, in my opinion. And so I think this is going to be a really, really good match. I think that it's a considering that we haven't seen any visible crazy build. It's going to be a little.
But that's Natty's whole career. Nothing has been a good build for her. I never seen someone be around for so long and have such a meaningless career. And it's not any disrespect to her. It's just the way they booked her. And I'm not sure if it has anything to do with her attachment to representing the Hearts. But there's like no character development to Natty. The last time I remember she had a character was her beefing with Nikki, and then that weird time they gave her like a passing gas gimmick.
Right.
Like, I feel so bad for her, to be honest. But yeah, Rhea got it for the obvious reasons. I don't need to elaborate on that.
Natty deserves better, but I agree. I'm gonna go with Rhea on this one. But we're moving on to, for the Intercontinental Championship, we got Gunter versus Mustafa Ali.
Ooh, that sounds spicy. I
Yeah,
wish I
that's
would have
that that,
saw the
that
build
build
to
has actually
this.
been pretty entertaining.
Really?
Yeah, it's been pretty
Yeah, because hold
entertaining. But
on,
who you
Gunther's
got?
still a heel, right? He's still a heel,
Yes.
and then Ali has been like Happy Ali, basically.
Yeah, Happy
Oh yeah, it's
Ali.
gonna be fun. This is gonna be really fun. All right. I mean, I don't see them taking it off of Gunther anytime soon. But if Ali had a run, that'd be pretty awesome. But I think he's kind of in his era where he's kind of like a Dolph Ziggler.
That's
He's just really
interesting.
good at wrestling, and you know he's gonna give you a good match, and he's just cool. He's not bad in any role that he's in, but he's just chilling. That's Ali right now.
Speaking of which, they did an interview with Mustafa Ali, and he was talking about how Paul Heyman refers to him. Paul Heyman referred to Mustafa Ali as a disruptor and said that Mustafa Ali's legacy isn't going to be based on what he does, but based on what people do after him. Because of his
Hmm.
ethnicity, because because of what he does in the ring, his ethnicity, his culture, what he brings, he said that he's going to be a guy that paves the way for a lot of other guys in the future. And to be honest, I can definitely see that with what are we gonna say? What are we
No,
gonna
it's
say?
just like I like that, but it also makes me mad. 'Cause I'm just like, okay, but why don't you use him now and make him an even bigger impact? Like, why can't you do both?
Listen,
Same way
you're
Trish
asking
paved the way for blondes, like,
right.
bad bitches being, actual wrestlers at the same time. Why can't you do the same thing with Ali for
Listen,
brown
that's
people?
WWE Creative's question to answer because that is above my pay
It just
grade.
is like a
But
backhanded compliment. Like, you're not good
it
enough to
is
be him now, but you're good enough to set a precedent. Like,
right. That's it.
we're not gonna do nothing with you. Like,
Right.
you're on payroll.
But yeah, so collect your check. But I got Gunter.
Exactly.
I got Gunter on this one. He's too dominant. I feel like he's just gonna continue to just reign and be dominant. So yeah, I got Gunter in this one. Now we got the undisputed tag team championships. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be the match that I'm very much looking forward to. Um, because this build between Sami Zayn and KO, and then the Usos, and then Roman Reigns and Solo, with like Solo kind of looking like Roman is afraid of him, but also him kind of like going against his brothers in a way by tagging with Roman. I think it's just all really good development. But I want to know who y'all got. Who you got? I
Okay,
said
so
y'all.
yeah, I mean, we do want to know how you guys feel.
Right.
Um, okay, so like I said, I haven't been watching, so I'm thinking of this could go in two ways. So I heard Roman has been running his mouth a lot about how the Usos are basically useless, and that Solo's really like basically his actual day one, more or less.
Right.
Um, that being said, what if it goes in one of two ways? Like, what if it looks like Solo and Roman are about to win, but the Usos make an interference just to be assholes, and then they cost them the win just to say, aha, you know?
Right.
And then they make Solo look bad, and you just have all like these different webs of beefs going on. Where it's not just like you may put some like heat between Roman and Solo, where you also get heat off of Solo and the Usos, which they already had beef. Off of maybe Roman not seeing the interference, but Solo gets like rolled up or something, and then cost them the victory. That could be one way, or they could win and just prove Roman right. So
Right.
I actually don't have an answer right now, but those are the two ways I'm predicting that it could possibly end: an interference, and then cost Solo or Roman too. They could get Roman, then Solo could look at Roman like, oh, like you're the tribal chief and you're just like pathetic. Like if I don't do it, it doesn't get done.
Right.
Also, three ways. Whoo, wait, this is spicy. Right now, I'm
Exactly.
really invested. I'm not even watching. I just created my own show. What do you think? I want to hear all your whole thought process on which way they could win.
So I'm gonna give my. So here's what I think. Here's what I would love. I would love for the Usos to accidentally interfere, uh, and as if they're trying to kick Sammy and KO, and then they actually kick Solo and Roman.
Yeah,
They duck. KO throws both of them out the ring. Sammy hits Roman with the haluva kick, and he gets the pin. That way,
Mm.
Sami Zayn is the first person to pin Roman Reigns in nearly 2 years without Roman having to actually lose his titles.
This is spicy. Spicy.
And because of the Usos interference, it's the rubbing of the hands for me. Because of the Usos interference, Roman can easily say, well, I was only pinned for the first time in 2-3 years because the Usos interfered, which drives more division between the bloodline,
More
but
webs. I love
also
this.
at the same time, because Sammy pinned Roman, the one who was kicked out of the bloodline now has one up on the head of the bloodline
And the whole division. That's
and the
a
whole
big
division at
W.
that.
Because I don't think
So
anyone
I
still
think
took him seriously.
right. And I feel like part of the whole thing with him losing at Elimination Chamber was like, oh man, Sammy should have won. So it's like, it's vindication for that. So it's like it gets two or three things done at the same time. But ultimately, I think KO and Sammy are gonna win. I think this is just gonna kind of spill over, and now we're gonna get a Bloodline East versus Bloodline West type of situation between the Usos on one side and then Roman and Solo on the other side.
I
So,
like this. I like this.
but we're gonna move on to the next match. We got Brock Lesnar versus Cody Luther King. Who do you have?
I thought it was Cody Lopez del Toro.
Oh my
No?
god, because he's Cuban. I forgot, but he could be both.
um, I mean, I'm always gonna choose Cody every single time. And I feel, I mean, they could go tick for tack and have like Brock get him and do 50-50 booking because they are known for that.
Right.
Um, but I feel like it would make more sense, unless it's a bullshit win that Brock wins. I feel like it makes more sense for me if Cody goes over and he wins because I feel like he still needs to build himself up as a winner
Mm-hmm.
all over again because of how big of a loss that was for Mania, A, but B, they're on separate brands right now, right? Him and Roman.
Yes.
And they're basically building him towards the belt. I don't see Brock achieving that belt. So I'm assuming that they're going to book Cody on a different B plot storyline to get that belt. So I feel
Right.
like he has to win. If not, it'll be a 50-50 bullshit fuck finish for Brock to win. That's what I'm getting at. What do you think?
I think considering that Cody won the first one, I think Brock's gonna win this one, and we're gonna get a rubber match at SummerSlam to kind of settle it
Mm,
once and for all.
that makes sense.
Um, so I think that I think we're gonna get Brock is gonna win this one for sure. I think, like you said, Brock is gonna win because I don't see Brock losing clean twice. I just
Mm-hmm.
don't see it. I feel like it's gonna lead to some form of no holds barred type of situation, but we'll see.
Mm.
But for this match, I got Brock. And for the main event, for the new WWE World Heavyweight Championship, we got AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins. Oh,
Ooh, you can't go wrong. Damn.
oh,
That's gonna be a banger, first of all.
that's gonna be a banger. Oh my god.
Whew, that's hard. That's so hard because like you can't go wrong with either person because we don't know whenever AJ is ever going to retire because this man's in his 40s or whatnot. So I feel like it only makes sense to pad up his resume on like the way out. But I love Seth Rollins so much, and I feel like, as you said, I concur that he is like one of the greatest, probably the perfect world wrestler currently that's alive on this planet. So I feel like giving it to him automatically just establishes this belt and gives it a prestige. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. They have to win
Mm,
by a clean victory, obviously, if they're gonna get this. And I just feel like who needs it more? But who also will bring more like meaning to the belt? You got someone like AJ Styles who basically put out the Undertaker,
mm-hmm.
also one of the greatest wrestlers on the planet. He's held in a high regard, but I think currently, if you go by the fans and how they feel right now, Seth, I think everyone would be more happier if it was Seth.
Mm-hmm.
Like AJ could afford to lose and it wouldn't cost him his like career, his legacy. Seth for me has been experiencing too many losses. So I would like to see someone like him who's been doing such a good job with everything. Like he's so fun, he's so innovative, he's so interesting. He's so interesting to watch, he's so interesting to look at, he's so interesting to hear, he's just creative, he's always reinventing. I feel like for now, give it to Seth. Maybe somewhere down the line, AJ could get it to pad up his resume, but I would love to see Seth with it. And down the line, we get a whole Seth and Cody thing over again, if you like. Can't be mad at that rerun. But AJ versus Cody would also be nice.
That would be tough.
Now I'm stressed out. What do you think? Please decompress me because I'm just
So here's I'm so torn about
stressed.
this match. Well, first off, let me tell you who I think is gonna win. I think Seth Rollins is gonna win.
Mm.
But I want Seth Rollins to win, but I also want AJ Styles to win. Because yes, Seth Rollins, I think, would be the perfect inaugural WWE World Heavyweight Champion in the modern era. But let me propose to you a different alternative. AJ Styles wins. AJ Styles wins. He wins in a dirty way. He wins in a dirty way. He turns heel. And he gives the OC the much needed facelift that it needs. Because to be honest, they're cool and they already kind of run as if they're heels because of the way that they carry themselves, but they're not. They're like cool good guys, but they're not bad guys. But you market them as heels, and we get IWGP champion, leader of the Bullet Club, AJ Styles energy. We get OC kind of back in their bag as far as being heels. Mia Yim turns heel as a result because she's a part of the OC. It's one of those things where it's a win-win situation regardless of who wins, because if Seth Rollins wins, the audience is happy. If AJ Styles wins, more people get visibility, more people get heat, and you kind of have a deeper I want to say deeper like connection, but I feel like there's so many people that can benefit off of AJ Styles championship run as a heel.
Mm.
So, but I'm gonna go with Seth Rollins on this one. But that concludes our Night of Champions prediction. So let us know how y'all feel about that in the comments below. Let us know if we out of line, if we bugging out. But we're moving on